You're driving home, dog.
You see, rejoicing always is not about being happy. It's not about enjoyment, but it's about resources. Oh, yeah. Listen. I didn't enjoy what happened, but I didn't have to throw in the towel. I didn't have to give up the ship. I didn't have to wave the white flag of surrender. I didn't have to commit suicide. I didn't have to jump off the bridge. I didn't have to drink a drink and pop some pills and smoke some weed and be a dope and do some dope. Come on, somebody. I had some resources. And when you know you got some resources, you can rejoice in the Lord always. And again, I say, rejoice.
Yes, sir.
And when you rejoice, you don't rejoice because of, but you rejoice in spite of.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You can rejoice always when you rely on your resources.
Yes, sir.
Paul says, rejoice in the Lord.
That's it.
You see, Paul is concerned that the disciples in Philippi be able to survive the onslaught of opposition that he is convinced is coming their way. And as a child of God, you got to know that there's going to be some opposition coming your way. Amen, somebody. He wants them to stand, and he says that they can stand and they must stand, but the only way they're going to be able to stand is to stand in the Lord. Now notice, if you will, in verse number 1, he says, therefore, my brethren, dearly beloved and longed for, my joy and my crown, he says what? So stand fast. Where? In the Lord. You see, standing in the Lord makes men who can't stand up to something stand up to those things and rejoice because they rely on their resources. Whatever situation you're in, I don't care what it is, you need to understand that the Lord has the ability to conquer whatever you are in. He has the ability to change your circumstances. God has the ability to control your circumstances. You can't control what happens to you, but when you got the resource of the Lord, you have someone who can control your circumstances. When I think about how things could have turned out, and I start looking back, I know that God had his hand in that situation. And those golfers could have just gone on about their business, but God touched their hearts so that they went to the neighbor, and thank God we had some neighborly relationships going on here. You know, you got some neighbors where you might just turn your head the other way. Children of God wouldn't do that, but I said children of God wouldn't do that. We wouldn't watch our neighbor's house burn down, but every neighbor ain't a good neighbor. But God touched somebody's heart, and because of that, listen, if that fire had turned that corner and hit that propane tank, ain't no telling what would have happened. But I had a resource in the Lord, and the Lord straightened that situation out. Oh, let me tell you something here. Lord, have mercy with your problem. Your problems are not so great that God can't deal with your problem. Yes. Unless your problem is greater than raising Jesus from the dead, I stop by to tell you ain't got no problem. Yes. Because if God could raise Jesus from the dead, that same God can raise you up out of your circumstance. Yes. Oh, I serve a God that's able. And that's why Paul said, rejoice in the Lord, rely on him. And if your problem is not greater than the one I've just delineated, I stop by to tell you, you don't really have a problem. Because God is the answer to every problem that you have. There's no burden that's too heavy. There's no day that's too dark. There's no night that's too long. There's no river that's too wide. There's no mountain that's too high. There's no valley that's too low. And there's no road that's too rough. My God can handle all of your circumstances. No circumstance can outwit my God.